Life, culture and current events from a biblical perspective. 2020 with Neil Johnson on Vision.
Following on from a conversation about intimacy with God, a special note. There's a couple of world-renowned worship leaders just arrived on our shores in Australia. They're leading a worship conference on the Gold Coast this weekend. Now, tonight, their first session is, as I understand it, open to everyone. It's at Co-Church in Pacific Pines, Maudsley. They've released a number of worship albums and books, and one of their books is called Worship is Our Way Back. I'm talking about Wayne and Libby Huirua. And Wayne is joining us, just arrived in Australia. Wayne, welcome along to 2020.
Good morning, Neil. Wonderful to be here. And I must congratulate you on the way you pronounced our name. Absolutely perfect.
I know not everyone gets that right. Hey, Wayne, we haven't got long for a conversation, but you say that as our worship has exploded into a big industry these days, sometimes we've become very distracted from what worship really is. I wonder if you've got a thought or two on what worship ought to mean to the Christian believer.
Yeah, well, absolutely. God didn't create us specifically for worship. He created us to have a relationship to Him. So everything that we do in the Christian life, of course, has to head towards relationship. So when we take a look at worship through the lens of relationship, then it makes sense of what to do. When we do things that are just for us or that feel good for us, of course, it comes into question as our motive for why we're doing it. So everything that we're about now, as long as we've been leading worship, we are just now pointing people to relationship with Him. Sometimes I think that idea of worship is our way back. I think we were created for oneness with God. I think sin messed that up, and worship is our way back to it. Worship, of course, can include singing and whatnot, but a very big part of it is just laying down our lives before Him, surrendering again, and then entering into this place of intimacy and beauty and relationship with Him.
Wayne, so many churches use amazing technology. We've got the lights, we've got the sound systems. Sometimes, I know you have been writing along these lines, sometimes we can feel disconnected from each other when we've got the technology, even disconnected from God.
Well, wasn't lockdown and the pandemic a real wake-up call for us all as we realised, man, this is what it's like when we're isolated. Let's not remain isolated when we come back to church because of the systems, not just the technology, but technology for sure. I think social media has done an awful lot in the negative sense for us in making us isolated, and so we've just got to not take that mindset in with us when we go to church. I think there's something amazing about gathering together and reaching out of ourselves, being open with one another, because then, of course, as a collective, we can be the same with God.
Well, I know the theme that you and Libby are leading this weekend at that worship conference on the Gold Coast in Queensland. It's about refreshing. Is this something we ought to all be seeking post-COVID and with our own worship experience?
Absolutely. The conference name is Afresh, and it's so apt, it's so right, it's so perfect. And now we feel like God has taken us on a journey since the beginning of the year to say, after the pandemic, I'm doing something really fresh and something new, and I need my people to jump on board. And so for us, it's passionate for us to find a fresh new way, to find a fresh new connection with God, align with what He's doing, catch Him, catch the wave and ride it, and just let it take us where He wants to go. I think that's a beautiful message for right now.
Well, you're in Australia, only a limited time. It is a praise and worship conference. The first session tonight on the Gold Coast at the church I mentioned, Co-Church, C-O-H, which incidentally stands for City on a Hill, not the same brand as the one that's been in the news controversially, but it's in Pacific Pines, Maudsley. And there is a website, cohchurch.com.au, to check the venue. Get an address and the time that you can be a participant in that. Wayne, let's get together for a longer conversation at a time sometime into the future. But welcome to Australia and all the best with tonight's conference.
Thank you, my friend. We're really looking forward to it. Come along if you can.
Let every be swept away by your power, Lord. I want to stand before you, dressed in the finest linen, holy in purity, my Lord. Pure and holy, giving glory to the King of Kings. Here before you, I adore you. Praises I will bring. I set my eyes upon you. I focus my mind on you. I want to give you all so much. Touch me and move my spirit. Love me without a limit. Oh Lord, I cry out for your touch. Pure and holy, giving glory to the King of Kings. Here before you, I adore you. Praises I will bring. Pure and holy, giving glory to the King of Kings. To the King of Kings. Here before you, I adore you. Praises I will bring. I will bring all my praises to you. I set my eyes upon you. I focus my mind on you. I want to give you all so much. Touch me and move my spirit. Love me without a limit. Oh Lord, I cry out for your touch. Pure and holy, giving glory to the King of Kings. Here before you, I adore you. Praises I will bring. Pure and holy, giving glory to the King of Kings. Here before you, I adore you. Praises I will
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.